It's nice to get some fresh air, but perhaps a little bit too fresh today. Oh, that looks like a bite. That looks like a bite. It came off. It was probably only a little rudd or something, but it would have been a fish. Oh well, it gives us a little bit of encouragement. Hi, well, I'm out. It's absolutely freezing. Heavy frost everywhere this morning, just edging above zero, I would think. Anyway, the rivers are a total mess again. Having got down to almost summer levels a week or so ago, they're bursting their banks after all the rain we've had in the last week with the 2 storms. So I really didn't want to try that. So I've come down to the clay pit on the side ponds. Now I'm chancing my luck a bit, I think, to be honest, because most of the fish I've caught from these side ponds have either been tench or smallish carp, and I'm not sure the conditions are really good for those fish. With the cold weather and the heavy rain we've had, probably chilling the water. But anyway, I wanted to come out, and this seemed a reasonably quiet spot. In fact, it's very quiet today. There's no one on the main lake, there's no one here. I expected a few winter carpers here perhaps, but no, nobody. Ice everywhere, frost everywhere. I won't be staying probably too long, but I brought what bait I had in the house, so it's sweet corn, a bit of hemp. I diced up a few very small cubes of luncheon meat and put a couple of slices of bread in just to give me another option. But I, as I say, I think I'm chancing my luck here today. I may get something. I have caught tench here in November, but not when it was as cold as this, so they may be hungry, you never know. Well, there may be some rudd in there. We'll see how it goes, and as I say, it's nice to get out. It's a beautiful day, I mean to say, other than the fact it's absolutely freezing. Autumn colours everywhere, blue sky, absolutely superb. Anyway, let's get going. I haven't tackled up yet, so I'm going to tackle up and see what happens. That's the guy just walking past. I was wondering what was going on. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Okay, all set up. Let's see what happens. Anyway, probably not a lot, but you never know. I mean, say, other than being absolutely freezing, the conditions are pretty good, really. Perhaps a bit too bright, but the sun's very low in the sky, so it's hardly directly on the water. But no wind, absolutely zero wind, thus the heavy frost. Got a preloaded waggler on. I've got the camera all lopsided here. Got so many clothes on. Yeah, I've got a preloaded waggler and one fairly big shot just a couple of inches from the hook. So we'll see what happens, as they say. I've thrown in not a lot, but a sort of offering of sweet corn and a bit of hemp. The trouble is, with all those reeds reflecting in the water like a mirror, very difficult to see the flow actually. No doubt I'm notice if it's gone, but as I mentioned in the intro, I have caught tench here quite late in the year, but from memory, although it was late in the year, it was quite mild, as it was this year up until fairly recently. It's funny, there's little ripples coming from around that float, which is a bit odd really. I don't think it'll be too long a session today, because I'll probably start to get my core temperature start to drop. I'm well wrapped up, but even so. Yeah, I'll perhaps give it a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, and if there's absolutely nothing after 2 or 3 hours, no interest at all, then I think we can assume there won't be any. I don't think we'll be getting out on the rivers for a little while. The amount of rain that's come down is unbelievable. Strange thing is, I had all my tackle set up to do some trotting on a river somewhere. When I sort of came back from my last trip, I got my float rod out and set it up with a stick float and that. And then the heavens opened. So, a bit of a change of plan really. Well, that was interesting. I turned the video off and a little fish leapt out the water 2 or 3 times. So I don't believe there are pike in here. I can't believe anyone would introduce pike into this bit. There are pike in the main lake, but perhaps there's some perch, but I didn't bring any bait for perch. I didn't bring any maggots or worms, so maggots would have been a good bait today in these cold conditions. But I just didn't have any, and it's quite a hike to get to the tackle shop, and it's in the wrong direction for coming here. So I just sport what I had in the house really. But the fact there was a fish moving around is encouraging. Let's have a new cast. Yeah, I can feel it on my face now. There is a slight breeze. That's probably what's causing that drift. Oh, you see the float lift then? I think that was a bite because I've basically got a lift method set up. Oh, that's encouraging. Oof. I wasn't ready for it. I was just adjusting my hat to keep my head warm. Well, that was encouraging. Right. When I looked a bit too close to those reeds and I got snagged. Fortunately, I got everything back except for the split shot. So what I've done is I've put a new one on, but I've moved it up a bit. I haven't put it so close to the hook, just in case. It's sort of set up before as a lift method really, but if they're small fish, they may not be very keen on lifting that shot. So I've moved the shot up a bit, which I think will mean it's off the bottom. Yeah, it certainly is, because the float's now cocked well down. Perhaps a bit too far down. Let's see how it goes. Perhaps I need to put a smaller shot on, but makes it more sensitive, I suppose. In fact, it makes it a bit easier for me to see, strangely enough, because when more of the float was out, the different coloured bands on the float were merging in with all the autumn colours on the reeds, and it's a bit confusing, but now all I can see is a little red blob, so it'll either be there or not be there. Well, a little change of bait. I'm trying a small cube of luncheon meat. Incredibly peaceful here today. I think I've had 2 or 3 dog walkers go past, but other than that, not a soul. Looking over on the main lake there's quite a ripple on it, so there is obviously a bit of a breeze that I'm sheltered from here. Yeah. Right, my third choice of bait today, and the last because I haven't got anything else, is a tiny bit of bread flakes. So let's see if that... It's always very visible bread. Fish just came up over there, so the fish are on the move in here. Small fish, obviously, but I thought I might have had some interest from some small rudd, even if I can't tempt anything bigger. Well, I've gone back to sweet corn. Luncheon meat or bread didn't produce any immediate action. So. Oh, that looks like a bite. That looks like a bite. It came off. It was probably only a little rudd or something, but it would have been a fish. Oh well, it gives us a little bit of encouragement. Well, that was a bit frustrating. It was probably only a small fish. It didn't feel like a big fish, but it would have been nice to have caught something today. Anyway, we may get another bite. I'd left it out there for quite a long time undisturbed. So we'll do the same again and see what happens. Well, it's about 20 minutes since I had that bite, and I've put I managed to get a single grain of corn on the hook in such a way that it's covering the hook. I've already retrieved it once and it had stayed in place, so I'm just waiting to see if something else will show an interest. But nothing so far. I threw a few more grains of corn out around the float, not too many, because they're obviously not feeding in any feverish fashion today. So I suppose it's just a matter of waiting to see if something is moseying around down there and comes across the bay. I don't know when the rivers are going to find down again. I'm not sure what the forecast is for rain. But the Offord and Buckton Club, they always give a weekly report on the river level, and it was actually yesterday it came through, and it's about 3 foot above summer level apparently, and sort of coming over the bank in places, and that was yesterday, and I'm not sure if that took account of the more recent rain we had, so it could come up even more. So although it's pretty slow here, I think the rivers would have been an absolute disaster. Well, still no fish. In fact, no bites. But I can actually feel now just slightly the warmth of the sun on me. It's not a lot, but it's very welcome. Yeah, I had a bit of bread flake out there now for about 15 minutes, and nothing's touched it. The 2 bites I have had have been on sweet corn. I just thought a bit of flake would fluff up in the water and be quite attractive even to rudd. But no. No, I think I'm going to call it a day. My feet are starting to get cold. They've survived very well up to now, but just sitting still and not moving around, it's very difficult to keep the blood moving around, isn't it? No, so yeah, we just had those 2 bites, but there's always a chance, isn't there? You've got to keep trying. You never know what's going to turn up. Perhaps a sort of small carp just feeling a bit peckish, having a look around, you never know. But it wasn't to be. Well, that's it, folks. yeah, you can see, proving how cold it is with my breath. Yeah, okay, right, well, just over 3 hours, 2 bites. One I never made contact, the second one it was sort of intermittent contact, but it wasn't a big fish. But there was always a chance something may come on the feed, but it wasn't to be, as I say. So anyway, it was good to get out. As I say, the rivers really weren't an option, I don't think, and any lake's going to be difficult in these conditions, I think, so it was worth a try. I'm not sure where I'll be out next. The river's going to take a while to find down. Away for a few days next week, so I probably won't be out next week anyway, and it's getting pretty close to Christmas now, isn't it? So a few other things to do. Yeah, maybe the rivers will calm down in the next week or 2, and I can get out on a river, but it's difficult to know at the moment. The weather as it is, it seems to be 1 minute it's cold and bright and the next minute it's absolutely tipping down, so it's really difficult to plan. But we'll go somewhere, we'll find somewhere to go. Anyway, thanks for watching, as always. Thanks to the subscribers, got a few more. I've passed the 800 mark now, which is another little milestone. Thanks also for those of you who comment and like the videos. Obviously that helps me get a feel for how well they're being received. So so until the next time, wherever that may be, thanks again and cheers for now.